Hello guys, at 1,000 subscribers I'll be giving away this NRG Hollow sticker from the Austin 2025 Major. So be sure to like, comment and subscribe to be in for a chance to winning this sticker. All subscribers are welcome. Thank you guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be looking at my top 3 investments for CS2 Marketplace cases as of October the 9th, for this month I guess. As we can see, we have reached new heights in the CS2 marketplace. We have reached 5.7 billion. With this upward trajectory, please be a little bit cautious, but hey, on to new heights. This could be new player base, people buying, or just the cost of skins becoming a lot more expensive, and that will be reflected in the case prices. But this is a video on my top 3 cases of October, which are less than £1. So let's move on to the first one. The first one is a notable case, the recall case. It's a lot of people are skeptical on this case for many reasons. So looking at the release date, it's July 1st, 2022. We go on to the release calendar. This was only shortly, well, I say shortly, 2 years released after the Fracture case, and a year before the Revolution case. And the Revolution case is significantly higher in comparable to the Recall and Fracture case. The Fracture case is actually more expensive than this at the moment. It's actually 58p, but that will lead on to further investigation. So with the Recall case, I'm considering there's been a nice rebound for the Recall case. It's currently trading at 34p and selling for 32. As you can see from the previous start of the month, September the 4th, it was 29p. So not a bad gain if you did buy for 29p, coming up to 33. This is one of the most prominently opened cases in the marketplace, with the amount being opened over the span of a week and a month increasing. We're looking at price changes over the span of the daily sales have been 40% increase, and the price has increased by 15.8 in the span of a month. Looks promising. It has retracted a little bit, which is a good sign. Has steadied back out, and then we're looking at the case opening still around 10%. So once this gets closer to the time, this will definitely decrease, but 10% is significant. Having a look at the total supply, this is 10% of the total supply, which a lot of people may not even deem this to be a good investment because it's so cheap, and they might use it to open, as it's around £2 to open. So for me personally, I will be stacking up on these before the market moves, and hopefully over a long-term investment, I'd say like maybe 1 or 2 years, I'll be looking at this to hopefully be removed and put into the rare drop pool, and then we can see the more drastic price changes from there. But this is my noble mention. It is the cheapest on the marketplace. It's definitely worthwhile looking into. If you look at the kind of trends that the other cases have gone through once they've been removed, and over the grand scheme of time, not a bad case with not bad skin. You can always get factory new gloves in this, I believe. So definitely worthwhile looking into. Let me just double check so this page doesn't load. Okay, yeah, you get the print stream, and I'm sure you get gloves, and you can get the factory new ones that you actually do want. So this is the recall case, so it's 100% from 125% from the start of the year. Not bad at all. And as we can see, there's a general trend going upwards, so hopefully, maybe in later on this year or start of next year, we'll start to see a bit more. Maybe this case will push 50p per, and then we'll go from there. That's my first case. Moving on to the Fever case. This is only kind of made it into this bracket due to today, so get it while you can. As you can see, a lot of people have been grinding the Battle Pass Armory Pass, due to the new release of the new Armory stickers, charms and stuff. So you can see second, first, boom, 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 people, that supply hasn't already initially entered the market. gets to the 9th, when people can sell in the week after the armory update, and bam, 5,700 sold, and then 20,000 sold here. So good price point to enter. As you can see, they're getting bought up pretty quick, so they're going back to a pound really quick. Definitely worthwhile looking into getting some of these while they're cheap, because these are discontinued. But looking at this, so we look at the simplified moving average. You can see the price is actually above at the moment at this point. So this hasn't been updated for today, I believe. It's a bit delayed, so it hasn't shown the retracement down to like down here. And we can look at the RSI as well. So you can see it's in about a neutral position. Though over the month, it was undersold, and it did show too much price retracement, which can be seen today. So there's just been a flood. This is definitely a good case to buy into as it's discontinued, and there'll probably be very fast diminishing supply due to looking at the case of how many times it has been unboxed. 25% over the span of September, 25% of the entire fever case supply. Significant. That is very significant. Even though it's still purchasable, you can see how fast it's been increasing. If I go back here, I should be able to see. In relation to other cases, this is the most popular. So definitely worthwhile looking into this. And once this is removed, this will, oh boy, I think this one will rock it. Not rock it, but like I think this is one of those that you can expect to go to £2 just because of the skins that you can get in at Bad Trip, and Print Stream aren't bad. Searing Rage is pretty nice as a play skin. A lot of people like the Shinobu. I do like this skin. There are different ways to acquiring it, but yeah, as you can see, the main golds in this are the knives, the paracords, the nomads, but everyone wants a skeleton, so this is what will add a lot of value to this case, the skeleton knife. So that's my fever case roundup. I like the look of it. And then we'll move on to the fracture. The fracture is actually a sleeper case. It's been recently removed. I say it's a sleeper case, but for it to be recently removed, as we can see from September 18th, highs of 80p, retract, retract, retrace, retrace, retract, retrace, down to like 40, 45p. So it nearly halved. And if you manage to buy a few more around here, you're already up 20, 30, 40%. 30-ish% from October the 1st to October the 8th. As this has been recently removed, I genuinely think this is a good case, especially for the price entry point you could buy it for. You can see the significant amount. There's only 1%. The confirmed rares only get 1% percentage in the drop pool. But like you can see over the past last days, significant openings. In the last month, I would say that's due to it being removed, but people trying to hoard them. But in the grand scheme of things, you can see it's 180% up since last year. Since last year, and that was even before. Well, most of that price increase was due to it being removed, but you can see the fluctuations throughout the market. Well, throughout the year, it did topple up and go back down, and then just go away. So it goes a bit of a roller coaster, but generally trending upwards. So now I can expect some form of similar movement, but more upward pressure for this case coming on to next year and over the span of this month. So not a bad price to buy into. You can see also there's a 10% of these being opened every month. In fact, again, diminishing supply. This will become a lot less available for people. You can also see the RSI has been overbought. It's going to tend down, hopefully down back to the neutral point between 3 and about 5, and then it'll kind of gradually, for assumption, on logical reasoning, I would say this case will go up past £1. £1, so that's around $1.3. So this is definitely a case worthwhile holding on to up until the new year, even further. Definitely a really good case to buy into. Good entry point, not bad. And yeah, this is a general market cap for cases at the moment, and gradual increase. In reflection to the CSGO skins market, not bad, not bad. Still going up, which is a good sign. Having a look at this, so we'll look over the cases that we've actually selected. I don't, the fever case isn't featured in this, so we're just gonna have to work around it. We're just gonna have to leave that for now because, hey, once it's been updated, I will inform you guys. But looking at, oh, some other cases that aren't involved. So we don't have the fracture case in this either. Though we can actually see remaining dropped is 361 million. 500, oh, that's open. 524, 162 million left. And if we're getting around, if we're getting around 3 million opened in September, 3 million opened in September, bam, 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 that's 159. So I'd say, oh, 50 months-ish, we can expect this. So that's in the span of 4 years. Not a bad case. Definitely worthwhile looking into this one. This one might be one of these where it's above the Operation Phoenix. And yeah, definitely a good one. So we'll go into recall next. The recall actually doesn't have info either. So we have 107 million left. 31p. So if I go to recall, boom, 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 and it's around 3 million opened every month. So from my calculation, 3 million, so that's about 30 months, 40 months of supply if we're still opening at this rate. I'll expect it to significantly decrease, but yeah, this is definitely another case to look into. My other one is the Revolution case, but that's a notable mention. Revolution case is a sleeper. This case may be one of those, just like the recall, but these two definitely are up there. But thank you very much all for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you next time. I'll be opening some Armory Springs Sport Collection because the ROI looks good. Bye bye.